I like the effort again. I thought we, I wasn't thrilled with the second period. From a perspective of our veterans, with the example, we're really pushing some guys to turn the corner and establish themselves. Sometimes this is their fourth year here, and when you see habits that limit their ability to help our team and help themselves, it concerns you. But I thought the regroup in the third period was the compete level, the attention to detail in the third period. I thought was very good.
Talk about that line of Logan and Kyle and Mosley and what they're doing, because it seemed like every time they're on the ice they had scoring chances.
Yeah, they're developing chemistry. But a lot of that comes from the defensemen making plays and giving them a chance to have some time and space to originate that. But they're winning battles, rotations are good, so they're developing chemistry. It should be, hopefully they develop themselves into being a legitimate 35-point number one line in our league. 35 points is about the threshold for the top teams, their number one line. Last year we had a couple guys with 40 plus and another one with around 30, so they averaged over that 35. So that's kind of problem. I was going in, you're hoping that they'd be based on their career overall, they'd be a good second line team, which is about 24 to 28 points. But hopefully they can bring us to another level.
We've talked about Mosley and his effort level. Tonight he gets rewarded a couple of times. How nice is it to see him get his name, on the score sheet and, really.
Did he scored a couple of goals?
He had one goal, but he had like 3 assists.
Oh,
so,
good.
Yeah.
Good. I wish you would have told me that. That means most of our scoring came from one line, one group of guys. We did got a couple power play goals. That was good. We didn't get any in our last game, and both units scored in the power play, so that was good to see. But Mosley's been great. The whole group has been tremendously hardworking. It's going to get difficult on players now. It's going to get difficult on the staff because now we have decisions. Guys are going to be there'll be decisions to be made that is affecting what they came here for and what they deem most important, which is ice time.
Speaking of the power play, game one you had 4 forwards, 1 defense, and tonight you had 3 forwards, 2D. Were you guys experimenting or?
No, Gainey got hurt in the last game, so we changed things up a little bit, and Jed did a great job. He never even practiced it, so he did a great job. We're a little bit limited on the left side with left-hand shots that can be in that type of position with that responsibility. But I thought he played an outstanding game. The kid's incredible. Jed Bill is just a absolutely incredible young man.
Yeah, speaking of Jed, do you see him as the new Buckley for this season going in terms of like stepping up to that role and fulfilling it and being that depth guy that you're looking for?
I'd say at least that. You know what I mean? I think he's got. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Tyrell, but he's. I do think. I guess maybe the difference is that Jed played forward the majority of his life, so he may have a little bit more. Like the shot he got off today, it was perfect shot. It was right at the goalie's ear and just nicked the goalie's ear a little bit. Inch and a half. That's right where you shoot because it's an unstoppable shot for a goaltender that size. When he goes down, you can't. There's no way for him to get to that ear. The first thing he wants to do is stop it with his hands, and you can't reach it with your hands there. So happened to hit him, the goaltender, right in the side of the mask a little bit. But I do think that Jed may have, you saw him in the power play. You may have, if he can compete like Bucks, and then develop some offensive Goatsy type. Offensive flair from the left side, then but I wouldn't put past him. He's tremendously hard-working character man.
What did you think of where Marcus Pettersson's at after this game?
Growing, man. He really hit that one-timer. He got all the meat on that one. He was better tonight overall consistently than he was in the last game. In the last game, I thought he backed off a little bit, so I backed off his ice time a little bit. And in this one, I thought he kept his foot on the throttle pretty good throughout most of the game. He's a different player. He's a European player, big ice, used to playing more of a, I have time to make plays and things like that. We're trying to make him play an energy game because he does have the ability to do things around the net. So we're trying to get him to play an energy game, and it's been a little bit of a slow process for him. But I like what I see from, he's a big body that's starting to use his body, and who doesn't like that?
Given the nature of all the exhibition games we've had so far, and we have one more to come, you had Nordstrom on defense. Do you like having that ability to just kind of tinker a lot?
Oh yeah,
with where you play.
yeah,
with guys?
and I'm trying to find guys that give us versatility in different areas. If we can get Nordy, and we played a little bit in practice with Crespi on defense, that is the way that I would lean as for our extra player this year, because I'm not sure our depth at the defensive position, although I thought Dvorny played a really good game tonight. But I don't think our depth is at the defensive position with the ability to defend and make plays with the puck. I think there's still work to be done there and improvement to be made by some individuals. So putting some guys back there that have some good hands and can play special teams, and I use Nordy and Jake Crespi both on the penalty kill. So it gives you the availability to move, a couple shifts for Nordy up front, a lot of time on defense. Not sure, he's an in-between player right now, because he's not flexing muscle at either position, but we like where he's headed. So we're just trying to, he's capable. He wants to score goals and things like that. Right now, I just was talking to Dirk about it. I think he's playing. He's playing not to make a mistake, and that's no way to play. You gotta lay it out there and figure out. Just don't make the same ones twice with turnovers and things like that. Figure that part out, attack the net, because he's naturally gifted offensively. So yeah, I do. Long beat up answer, but I do like versatility in players. I like versatility in players. I wish if we had a goaltender that was good in the power play, I would put him up there.
You mentioned Marcus getting used to playing on smaller ice and a little different style of game. What did you think of the way Max played in net? Again, goaltender, a little different, when the angles are different for him on a bigger sheet versus a smaller sheet.
On the goaltender's game, they're different than anybody else. They're very special people. I hold them true to my heart. They're the smartest players on the team. They're the best conditioned players on the team. They're everything. So I can't say anything bad about goaltenders. I'm not going to play that. But anyways, your game as a goaltender is against the puck. You're aware of who's on the ice. I got to be really good this shift with, these top guys on the ice for the other team. I got to, everything's a little game in your mind, but your game's against the puck. And regardless of what the rink looks like around it, the puck is still the puck, and you're still in the center of a 4x6 area, and trying to keep that puck out of it. So he's the real deal. We have great goaltending. He's real, and obviously Blake Pietla is the real deal. We have two pro goaltenders for sure.
Do you like that save he made?
At least two
across the stop?
Incredible,
yeah.
Incredible side to side movement, big body. Wow.
Going into next week, you play Ferris in one game, and then you play the U.S. under-18 team again. Do you see the U.S. team as another opportunity to tinker again? Mm-hmm. Or, okay. And
I think right now we're approaching everything we do that way because we're so unproven. We're still, like I've said, we're still trying to figure out our veterans. We're still trying to figure out where we can find consistency with our veterans. So it'll be a constant work in progress, because again, we don't have it figured out. They don't have it figured out, and now we're not going to experiment to the point where it's going to cost us hockey games. But yeah, it's a little different on this trip because we're leaving. We play Friday, Saturday, and then we get on a plane at Metro on Sunday and head into Alaska. So you can only bring so many people. So our roster that's going basically down to those two games is the one that's carrying it on through. So everybody we bring is going to play some hockey during this trip.
Do you feel that since you have so many unproven guys now, because we have so many new people, that it's maybe an advantage against the for the Huskies against their opponents, since they don't necessarily know what you're going to do?
Well, I know our guys are surprising me, so they're surprising me. They're surprising me. I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised as to what I'm seeing, and I think that a lot of it goes to the locker room, the chemistry in the locker room, the leadership of the group. But I don't think any, be honest with you, it's all that other stuff is ancillary. I'm surprised as to where we're at, the contributions we're getting from a lot of different guys. The competition we have is positive. So it's, these are two encouraging games, and we'll see as it gets going if it's real or if it's Memorex,